And tonight, Bob Hartman will have a report on a rock and roll museum that's scheduled to open in Asbury Park. Jersey's own Bruce Springsteen will be one of the special attractions at a rock and roll museum that's scheduled to open up this summer in Asbury Park. Bob Hartman has more with this report.
The first Asbury Park Rock and Roll Museum will open its doors to the public this summer inside the Palace here. And the main attraction, the boss himself. The museum will have rare and hard-to-find items from Springsteen's high school days, with Bruce's first band, the Castiles. Albums, posters, and photos will trace the rest of the Springsteen story to the present. Some of the memorabilia on display depicts the lighter and more personal side of Bruce off stage. Although the main attraction of the museum is Springsteen, the museum will also focus in on the careers of other individuals like Steve Van Zandt, Southside Johnny, Clarence Clemens, and the night spots that gave birth to the Asbury Park sound. Billy Smith and Stephen Bumball, who have been Springsteen fans since their high school days, are the originators of the soon-to-open museum.
Well, Billy and I have spent the last 4 or 5 years actively gathering material for our own personal collections, and we've traveled as far as Virginia and Florida to acquire material, and our homes are beginning to look like museums, so we thought we'd open a real one.
Are you getting much support from the people, the government, and the local people?
Oh, absolutely. The mayor, Frank Fiorentino, the Vaccaro brothers, who are the developers here in Asbury Park, as well as a lot of the local musicians, club owners, friends of the musicians. They've all really come out and strongly supported our idea.
Now, Bill, Steve just mentioned Vaccaro. He's redoing Asbury Park. What type of help has he given you?
Well, originally we were going to do this project independently, and the mayor and the Vaccaros contacted us and said, let us give you a hand. And they're really enthusiastic about it. They want us to be a part of their program down here. And what it's come down to now is they're building us a structure to our specifications inside the palace, and that's where we're going to be located.
Now, where do you get all this memorabilia?
Well, we do a lot of detective work. We look up people. We've gotten friendly with a lot of musicians and club owners, as he said, and one person leads you to another. So somebody will say, well, why don't you contact this person? Here's his number. Maybe he's got something. Then in turn, they refer you to someone else. And that's basically how we turn this stuff up.
Has it been fun?
Oh, we have a great time, sure.
I hear you travel a little bit, too, to get some of the stuff.
We'll go anywhere as long as we know somebody has something we want.
How successful do you think this is going to be?
Well, we've gotten a great deal of attention so far by the media and the local people, and we see a great success with this. It's a great interest in Bruce, and we're going to have stuff relating to a lot of artists that came from here. This is an area that's had a rich musical past, and we're going to highlight Southside Johnny, Steve Van Zandt, the clubs, and of course Bruce, but a lot more than Bruce.
Steve and Bill plan to have their museum open for the July 4th weekend. There'll be a small admission charge, and souvenirs can be purchased inside. And who knows, Springsteen might show up and take a look around. For TV 34 News, I'm Bob Hartman reporting.